All right, so I'm replacing this Evap system on a Volkswagen Passat. That's a 2012. The pump here that pulls the vapors into the system is intermittent, so replaced it. Ordered a Bosch, but just look up the parts. You can find it somewhere. Not too expensive. So basically, this whole system here is mounted up into the rear passenger wheel well. So basically you have to squeeze the white parts of that fitting on the large tube, and then that pulls straight out. There's one tab here on the smaller tube. Do the same, and then that'll pop straight out. Two mounting bolts down here, you see on those tabs, and then you just pull down on that system and it basically pulls out of that little bracket there. Once you get this down, there's just three self-tapping plastic screws that hold that on. The clamp here is a swage clamp, so I had to pretty much destroy it. It's kind of like that. It pulls over, grabs onto that, and then they crimp it. You can see it. They crimp it, and it latches onto that, and there's just no way to really do that more than once. So let's see if I can show you how it kind of goes back together, and you'll understand how I took it out. Alright, I couldn't do that with one hand, so I just pushed it up there into that little bracket. It's like an A-shaped little bracket. And basically there's two little screws that hold this on down here. That. So I'm gonna go crazy on those. Those are pretty small, little 1/4 inch. It's probably metric, but about a 1/4 inch diameter. And then I hope you can see those fittings up there. Basically, this is these detects the fumes in and out. I've really studied this system. It's just pretty straightforward. Circulates the fumes out of the. See, this is the filler tube for the fuel. Takes those out of there, recirculates it through the system, the intake, and just kind of scrubs the fumes, the emissions a little better. So this guy should just go straight on. Clip, it's retained. This guy. This hose is pretty crusty, like stiff, so be prepared to have to replace it. Okay. I think that's in there. So again, you have to squeeze on the white part of that fitting on two opposite sides, and then that'll pop straight out. This one, squeeze this one here, and it'll pop out. Disconnect the pump here. the wires for the pump, and take those two bolts out, pull down on this whole assembly, and it'll come right out. And then if you're replacing the pump, it just has 3 screws holding it on the back. And then you're going to need a little hose clamp. So probably need a hose clamp, like a 5/8 tube, something like that. So get one of those before you start this if you're going to replace this. Get this hose on deck, because if this is super stiff and you move it the wrong way, that'll probably crack. But otherwise, piece of cake. And then this wheel well cover is just held on with some screws. So you're going to need some Torx bits. So it looks like a T20 takes off the wheel well cover, and you'll need this guy, which is oh no, it doesn't have the size on it, but it's like the next size up. And that's to get the screws off of the back of the pump where that's mounted. So hope that helps you. These are one of those little quirky little Volkswagen things, but pretty easy to get to. At least I didn't crawl under an engine or something. So all right, hope it helps. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.